So the thing is, when you typically think about like diversity, you think about things like gender, ethnicity, age, socioeconomic status, and those are all like very relevant factors. But it's missing an entire dimension of diversity that often isn't necessarily looked at. You could have, for example, two indigenous people, but if one of them struggles with, ADHD and some anxiety, they're going to have a very different experience going through life, even though if you just look at those more surface level demographic factors, that's not necessarily going to pop through. So I think neurodiverse is kind of like the next frontier for really trying to make the workplace more inclusive. And this is just my hypothesis, but I would argue it's getting much closer to a lot of the problems that people are actually experiencing. So just to kind of back up a little bit and kind of define what neurodiversity is and kind of where it came from and where I think it's going as a term. It originally came from looking at people that were struggling with autism spectrum disorder. And traditionally, this is a population of people that tended not to do very well in society. They had, some challenges with social skills and, restricted interests. And as a result, like these people often didn't find the kind of fulfillment or happiness that you often might find. But then Silicon Valley happens, and suddenly now you've got this place where the people that are kind of a little socially awkward, but are really into technology, now suddenly have an environment where they're thriving. And I think there's actually some data where if you look at rates of autism spectrum disorder, it's actually much higher in kind of like the Silicon Valley area compared to, other communities. So it really does show that when you have a group of people where their brain is just different in some way, doesn't necessarily matter which way, but in some way, and you're able to find an environment that clicks with the way in which it's different, it can be incredibly empowering.